So hi everyone, I'm Farian from Team G, and we're bringing you Rocket G and a few Web3 strategies to be implemented in the King's Park development to create a value-added experience to the visitor as well as the customers. Create a real-world properties as well as providing a very unique spaces for the users to explore and interact with.
And my question for you, it's a very good and interesting idea, this idea of fractionalized ownership, having the cost of the property be fractionalized, as you just mentioned, so that people can afford it better. However, are you Malaysian, Brendan?
Yes.
All right. As you may or may not know, in Malaysia, we follow a land registry system similar to the torrent system that they have in Australia. So what this means is that the proof of ownership, or the ultimate proof of ownership, is set in a government registry system. So because the proof of ownership is set in this government registry system, what this means is that a natural person, like a company, an association, or even one or two more people can register their names as as owners of this property. But with this idea of fractionalized ownership, how do you plan to consolidate fractionalized ownership with this government registry?
Advantage, this is one of the startups that we are managing at Amazon Web Service. Do take a look at them, right? Because of the fact that what they do is that they also fractionalize real-world real estate assets. And you are competing against the likes of these big players as well. So they're 44 deals funded. They have over $10 billion+ worth of valuation. Their deals span across Asia, Europe, Africa. And as Sean rightly hits on the nail, right, with respect to these investors being very informed. These are informed investors. Their CTO used to be the former CTO of funding societies as well. So you're competing against these big players. My biggest advice to you is that do consider a geolocation-based metaverse instead of fractionalizing real-world real estate assets, because you are going to run into regulatory hiccups along the way, especially in different jurisdictions. And if you don't have the resources for it, that's very, very difficult to compete against such players.
Ideathon is a multifaceted enterprise that operate with aim to benefit people, planet, and peace. So their service is mainly focused on 5 points, which is products and service, communication, payment, logistics, supply and supply chain, and last one is sales channel.
We have decided to use NEAR protocol as our main blockchain because of its scalability that NEAR provides. So basically, it's an Ethereum killer of some sorts. So the second reason would be for cost efficiency. To deploy on Ethereum blockchain, Ethereum will require high gas fees for transactions of specific smart contracts, but NEAR doesn't give that. So NEAR protocol also has more affordable transaction fees and faster transaction times. So how this
20 seconds to wrap up.
How this benefits the user analyst is because NEAR protocol is developer friendly and it is EVM compatible. This means that the Ethereum developers or any developer can adapt easily while developing on the NEAR protocol. That's all for me.
So first and foremost, I want to congratulate Team Eonify for really understanding Eon. I think that is amazing. The amount of homework that you've done, research that you've done is great. I love it. I love most of your ideas, and I have seen it until the end. Yes, every single page. So my question is one, if you have to choose one thing to start with that will end with the most, that will end with the best impact for the most people, for the most amount of people, which one would you choose?
Right, nice presentation. Unfortunately couldn't get to see everything, but I think what you presented in the first part were about the cryptocurrencies and the smart contracts. Actually, in Singapore, the central bank just recently announced something called purpose-bound money, and that actually fits your use case very well. So you can actually use that to implement the technology, and since it's done by the central bank, it will probably make sure that you meet regulatory requirements even in Malaysia as well. So that's definitely something you can look at.
Basically, we are SumScan, and we are actually supported by Cradle and also part of the Octopus Network Accelerator last year. So we can sync to their current membership card, agent membership, and utilize through email, because we already received their email from the onboarding side, and then we provide wallet and also the digital asset. And from here, they can collab, they can do any kind of experiment on their in the field, and from that, users can collect points and then utilize that on the My Agent to Go.
That's because obviously the whole core concept of Web3 coming in, because it's like proof of ownership, and then it's on the chain. It facilitates a lot more other open source collaboration that is permissionless per se. So I don't know if you're looking into that part being part of the strategy.